What's going on, you guys? So this week, Subaru USA has sent me the all-new 2019 Forester Sport. I have seriously enjoyed my time with this vehicle, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really did not think that I would. This has been a fantastic car, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you guys in this video why I think it is one of the best compact crossovers that you can buy today. Well, so as you guys noticed, it is obviously raining today. Usually I don't film reviews here in the rain, but I kind of had no choice. The good news though is that the Subaru Forester is an adventure style vehicle, and that's definitely the case with this sport trim. So I figured, what the heck, it'd kind of give it a little bit more of a grungy appeal, I guess. But anyways, guys, I do just want to say, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. In this video, I'm going to go over every single detail of this car, and then of course at the end, I'm going to take it for a drive. Now, to sort of set up how good this new Forester Sport is, I'm going to throw a few numbers at you guys. So this of course competes with cars like the CX-5, the RAV4, the Jeep Cherokee, Kia Sportage, every vehicle basically in this class. However, this sport trim really only has two direct competitors if you want that really sporty off-road performance. That's going to be the 2019 RAV4 Adventure and the Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk. So, in terms of those vehicles, now this isn't a comparison video, but I'm just gonna throw a few numbers at you guys. So this sport trim starts at $28,000 or so. You guys can see the exact numbers of all three vehicles here on the screen. The RAV4 is in the $32,000 range, and the Trailhawk is the most expensive, a little bit over $33,000. So this in itself is already a great deal. Now, a big plus with this is you have more ground clearance than the RAV4. So you have 8.7 inches of ground clearance on this, which is the exact same as the Trailhawk. When it comes to approach and departure angles, as you guys can see, the Cherokee is going to have the huge advantage, but the Subaru still has a very big advantage over the Toyota. So that's a pretty cool thing I thought was very neat. Now you do have this beautiful silica black, which is a really nice color. You can't really tell because obviously it's a little rainy and a little dirty, but I do like how they increase the size of the Forester. It's definitely a little bit bigger than the previous generation, so you can fit a lot more things in there. You guys will see that when I go and put stuff inside of the trunk. Now, they did keep it basically the same, so they didn't make a huge change, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's a bad thing. I've heard a few people comment on how boring it looks and how not exciting this car is. It's true to an extent. I do like the boxy, more rugged appeal of this vehicle. I do like how it looks not too bubbly. But coming to the front, you do have LED high beams, low beams. You don't have LED turn signals or anything like that, but you do have LED fog lamps located here at the bottom. You've got this really cool orange trim that's going to be specific to the sport model, and then you've got this really small grille right there in the middle. Looks really good. Now, coming underneath, you are going to have, I guess you can call them quote-unquote skid plates. They're not going to be actual metal skid plates like the Trailhawk, but you do have skid plates all underneath here that are going to be like hard reinforced plastic. So that is something that is specific to this sport trim, which is a really cool feature. Going to have 18-inch black wheels, a little dirty, but you guys can see them there, wrapped in Falcon tires. I did have to drive up this little hill thing right here, so I got some mud on them. A little bit more of this orange trim right here. You've got your mirrors mounted to the body, so they're a little bit closer to you as opposed to being mounted right there. Your roof rails here with this orange accents on them. Now, I really enjoy the side profile of this vehicle. I think it looks really nice. Once again, you do have these lines here, which really kind of remind me of the new Subaru Ascent. Definitely falls in line with the, I guess, design language that Subaru is doing right now. You also have this little spoiler back here, sort of decklet area. I guess it kind of helps keep from water running off onto your windshield so you can see a little bit more. You have a different taillight design, which looks a little bit sharper, a little bit more on the aggressive side. I do like the way it looks. It does have this unique look at night, so you guys can see that. And you have your Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive. Your New Forester Sport badge over here to the right. And now you do have this area where it looks like you could have two exhaust setups, but you only have one exhaust coming here out of the right. All right, so getting into the Forester is very easy. Here is your key. So you guys can see that really nice key. It has a satin silver on the side. You have your lock right there. Your unlock is going to be the Subaru symbol. And if you get a little bit closer, you guys can see you have the trunk release, which it does have an automatic tailgate, and then your panic button right there. You also have a little button that you press that, it pulls out a traditional key to get into the vehicle if the battery on this dies or if the battery on your car were to die. So let's go ahead, get inside. It's a little windy. You do have this rib pattern. You can hit that to lock the vehicle, and then you have a touch pad right behind here, and that will unlock it. So I'm offering this simple phrase. All right, so checking out the door, you have this really cool looking design. So first of all, you have orange stitching coming all along here. This is all going to be leather padded. And then you have this interesting material here, if I get a little bit closer. Really cool. You have this sport little tag right there, which looks kind of neat. It's really like high quality fabric. I know that sounds really weird to say. And then you have this sort of dimpled golf ball looking material that's hard touch plastic. You have a little bit of soft touch up here, but that's going to go along this entire area here. And then this is all going to be leather padding with your window controls, which have a really satisfying click to them. Your mirror controls right here, your door locks, and then you have your window lock right there. A little bit of storage area in here, so I have the key in there right now. Bottle holder down here, and then you have a little bit of storage space located right underneath there, as well as your speaker for your Harman Kardon sound system. All right, and your start-stop button is going to be right here, and all you have to do is put your foot onto the brake, and then that light's going to turn green, and then you just press it to start. Starting with the steering wheel. Now, first of all, this is not just a piece of black plastic. This is actually part of the horn. I've pressed this like 10 times this week on accident, so if you hit this, that is your horn. It's pretty strange. You can hit the middle too, but it's easier to just hit that bottom part. So anyways, that's that. You have this silver piece lining right here, traditional 3-spoke design. You have these buttons here, which are going to be to control the screen here in the middle. So to show you guys really quick, if I hit this, you guys can see it toggles through my screen, how much fuel I have left till empty, all kinds of different things, my digital speedometer, and then how many miles per gallon I'm getting, and then your tire readout, your tire pressure readout right there. So very simple, and you can hit this button in the middle to set things, adjust things, reset things, everything like that. You have orange stitching in here to match all the rest of the orange stitching on the sport trim, Bluetooth controls, so your phone commands, your info button, which is actually going to control this screen here. So if you guys can see this, if I hit this info button right down here, it's going to take me through a few cool screens. So you have like your date, you're going to have your eyesight showing you all kinds of cool different things. You have this really neat screen here. It's going to show you what power is being sent to which wheels or how the torque is being distributed. Power is always going to all 4 wheels, but it just shows you how it's being distributed and things like that. What angle you're at, and you also have your water temperature, oil temperature, the temperature outside, your radio stations, how many miles per gallon you're getting, how you're driving, all kinds of cool things. You have tons of information coming at you in this car. It's actually very impressive. Your source, volume, previous, next, and over here is going to be your radar cruise control settings. So you do have your eyesight, which is going to come standard on these vehicles now. So you have 2 cameras located right up here. They're both going to scan the road in front of you, and of course, you know, traditional stuff in terms of the adaptive cruise. But I will admit, the adaptive cruise in this vehicle, I'm so confident in the way it works. I don't know what it is that Subaru does, but it's a very responsive system, and I really like it a lot. And then of course your lane departure, choose how many car lengths behind the car in front of you. You do have 2 different driving modes here, so regular mode, and then Sport Sharp, which you hit that and you can see the sharp line, hence the name Sport Sharp, I guess. And then normal mode, Sport Sharp. There you go. You do have sport-specific gauges, so they have, if you guys can see it, have this interesting sort of textured pattern on it. It says sport to the left, which is your tach, and over to your right is your speedometer. Very simplistic gauges, not a lot going on. Real simple, and it has this nice crisp white backlighting. So nothing too fancy going on there. Now coming over here, you do have your tailgate lift, your memory, so you can set your tailgate to an exact setting. So if you're shorter, you can set it to a lower setting, and then of course if you're taller, a taller setting. Interior illumination for all your lighting, traction control down here, automatic start stop, and then your blind spot you can adjust right there as well. You even have a little area here. It's going to lead you to all of your fuses and stuff like that. More of that sort of dimpled golf ball look. You have this like satin orange, which I think looks kind of cool. Soft touch leather up here on the dash. Speaker right over here. You don't have any kind of heads-up display or anything like that. More soft touch over here. Now you have more of that dimpled pattern, but this area here is going to be softer. And then you've got this satin piece coming here. Glove box right in there. Now you do have this touchscreen, which is going to be exactly the same setup that's in the Ascent and a lot of the new Subarus. It's basically an exact, carbon copy of everything else. Works very well. You do have in-car Wi-Fi, which is great. So if you like to be on your laptop, you can sit in the back, edit on the fly. You can use it for so many different things. Having in-car Wi-Fi is so great, especially if you use this to go camping or anything like that. You can be up in your tent. So one cool thing is that this car was designed from the ground up to put tents on top of it, so you can be outside camping and then have your Wi-Fi there. It's such a cool thing. I really like it a lot. CD player, so for those of you who still like to kick it optical, you still have your CD player right there. Home button, volume controls, tune, standard knobs. Now you do have this. Now forgive me because I forgot exactly what it is, but I know it's something with Android phones. You can like tap your phone to it and it sort of syncs up all your stuff. Comment below exactly what it does, guys. Once again, I forgot to look up what it does, so I do apologize for not knowing that. Your hazards. Now you don't have dual zone climate control. You only have single zone climate control. And then your fan speed. This button's going to be for your heated side mirrors, which you do have on here. Now coming down, you do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so you guys can see here, Apple CarPlay working strong. And then you do have an auxiliary port here and a 12 volt located right over here. The only thing I don't like is it's way back there. It gets super dark, so at night it's almost impossible to see it. Shifter is nice, has a black leather wrap with some more orange stitching. You have a manual mode, which you can use your paddles located behind the steering wheel. They are simulated shifts because it is a CVT, so they're lineartronic CVT. And then you throw into reverse, you have your backup camera, which comes up, which actually is a very high quality backup camera. The resolution is very good. One thing I didn't mention, I'm sorry guys, your wipers over here, and then automatic lights, and then your fog lights switch are going to be right here, and then your trip reset monitor over there. Coming down a little bit, you do have your X mode, so push down for normal mode, and then now instead of just having one mode, you have snow and dirt, and then you're going to have deep snow and mud. So it will change here in the middle to where it says snow dirt, deep snow mud, and it'll also change up here as well. Very cool. And you have hill descent, which will automatically come on, and it will turn off your automatic start stop when you're in those modes. Now once you go above a certain speed, it will turn off X mode and throw you back into normal mode. Electronic parking brake, automatic vehicle hold, so you hit that, put your foot in the brake, and that will hold the vehicle until you hit the gas and go again. Heated seats, you don't have cooled seats on here, just heated seats, 2 settings. Now these switches I'm not a huge fan of. They're very, very old school. I remember seeing these switches in like old 2008, 2009 Subarus, so it's interesting that they still have these and haven't upgraded to something different. Cup holders, I do have a little cup of coffee in here, but as you guys see, I can fit other items in here as well. Everything fits just fine. You have a storage area back here, which is really small, probably for like a wallet, small phone. I know today's big phones definitely can't fit back here. Very, very soft touch armrest. Like it's really soft. I know I probably say that about a lot of armrests, but this is like so plush, it's crazy. Orange stitching, lift it up, very small area here, not big at all. and then a little area for your cord to pass through. But the only thing in here is a 12 volt, so wouldn't really use that area. Mirror up here. Now you do have these buttons here to turn off your lane departure and to turn off your forward collision. You have to hold them for a few seconds and it'll turn it off. You have this for your moonroof, which is absolutely gigantic. It's basically a panoramic and it lets in so much light. So let me show you guys the difference that it makes right here. So you see this. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna open it. Lets in so much light, it's crazy. Sunglass holder, of course your SOS, different things like that if you need to call emergency services. Vanity mirror, you have a little card holder right up here. And then the visibility in this vehicle is ridiculous. I mean, you can see all around you. There's virtually 0 blind spots in this vehicle. So in terms of just being a very family-friendly vehicle, this is probably #1 in the segment. It's pretty insane. But that's pretty much it for the front seat, guys. Let's go ahead and hop in the back seat and we'll check out the room. All right, so hopping into the back seat of the Forester Sport, you guys can see it's pretty much the same materials right here. One cool thing is you have this step here, so if you have children, they can step onto that to get into the vehicle. Another cool thing is it doubles as a step if you need to step up and put things like strap things down to the rails here, so I can hoist myself up using that step and then can I put anything I need to on top of the vehicle. So hopping in is very easy. You do have a very wide opening, so if I get back a little bit, you guys can see it's basically like a square to get into the vehicle, and the door opens really wide, which is a plus. Now sitting behind myself, I'm 6 feet tall. That's about how much room I have here, about 3 inches or so, and then my feet room is great. So my feet fit under here, no issues. Now you do have mat pockets. You have this interesting design mat pocket here, which only opens a little bit. Same thing with this side. Rear AC vents, which is a plus, new for this generation. 2 USB ports, and you have this cheap little thing which kind of feels like a door stop, which is interesting. One other cool thing is this seat belt. So for the middle passenger, you're going to click this in and then transfer this over here as your sort of lap belt. That's kind of the way it would look. Now one cool thing is you see this little divot here. You're going to use that to unbuckle this. It's kind of complicated. I doubt I can do this with one hand, but we'll try. But there's an area right over here, and you basically use this seatbelt thing to sort of like click it out of place. There we go. And yeah, it's interesting how that works. So, but yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for the second row. Very accommodating, especially if you're above 6 feet tall. Once again, I'm 6 feet, sitting behind myself, have plenty of room, and of course you get great visibility, especially with that giant sunroof. But let's go ahead and hop in the trunk and see what kind of space we have. All right, so coming to the trunk of the Forester, first of all, as you guys can see, the trunk opens super wide, very, very high. So if you're tall, it's very easy to get in. Now coming to the back, you do have the rubber floor mats in here, branded Subaru. Now you do have a cargo cover, but for me that kind of got in the way, so I just went ahead and removed it. Now, I was able to fit like 10 6-foot tables in this thing with 0 issues, and the trunk was still able to close. It was very impressive. So you have tons and tons of room back here. You even have this Harman Kardon sub, which sounds amazing. It really gives the sound system some good kick. And then underneath here, you have a little bit of extra storage space, and then your spare is going to be underneath that. So one cool thing is that you have about 76.1 cubic feet of cargo area in here. To give you guys an idea of how good that is for the class, I just reviewed the Mazda CX-9 Signature not too long ago. You guys can check that out if you want by clicking the card up in the top right hand corner. But that vehicle had about 74 something cubic feet of space. So this has more interior cargo volume than a Mazda CX-9, which is a 3-row vehicle. That is pretty insane. You also have a 12 volt right back here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the trunk. You have your buttons here to close it and to close and lock. So let's go ahead and see what's under the hood. All right, so coming under the hood of the Forester, you no longer have the turbocharged engine, you just have the naturally aspirated 2.5 liter boxer engine. It's going to make 182 horsepower, 176 pound-feet of torque. That is going through a CVT transmission, and that is routed, of course, to all four wheels, since this is the symmetrical all-wheel drive, which comes standard on every Subaru. Now here are the fuel economy figures. So this Forester out of the Adventure RAV4, the Trailhawk Cherokee, and this is going to get the best fuel economy. Now, if you are thinking, hey, the new RAV4 comes with a hybrid, which is going to get better fuel economy, that is true, but if you want to stay in line with the adventure and sporty nature of this vehicle, you have to get the adventure trim on the RAV4, which does not come with the hybrid setup. You can only get it with the naturally aspirated engine in the adventure trim. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get it on the road, see how it does. What is going on, you guys? So driving the 2019 Subaru Forester. This is a really good family car for the money and what you're paying for. I mean, this has been a very solid car this past week. Now, as you guys know, for 2019, Subaru no longer offers the turbocharged engine. Now, for most people, that's a bad thing. A lot of people have been considering the CX-5 Turbo as their alternative because of that fact. But the CX-5 Turbo, though it's a fantastic car, doesn't really have the capabilities as this when it comes to off-roading. Now, the reason I put that in quotations is because, I mean, this can go off-road, yes, but it's not like a hardcore off-roader. It definitely has enough electronics to get you by most things, but once it gets like really steep inclines and like big rocks and stuff, I mean, that's not where what this thing is meant to do. But the plus is, I don't think you need that bigger engine. First of all, you get 33 miles per gallon on the highway with this. That's like some of the best in the class as far as MPG goes. And then when I floor it, it's got some good pickup. It's got really good pickup, and the CVT really helps take advantage of that 184 horsepower. The only downside is that this car is kind of on the loud side. As a matter of fact, the engine is just very loud, and there's quite a bit of road noise and just tire hash coming into the cabin. So that is a negative, but like I said, the best thing about this is you can take it where most crossovers can't go. So for example, if I wanted to not go through traffic and take my own direction, I can take this little area. So it looks like we have a little patch of mud right here. I got my buddy Sean filming the outside for me. So let's go ahead and take it in this little thing of mud here, see how it does. So I don't even have X mode on right now, so we'll see how she do. So it looks like I'm a little on the stuck side, so all I gotta do, throw it into mud. No issues. All right, so another cool feature about the Forester is hill descent. So I've got the gigantic sunroof open. It is absolutely massive. And I'm gonna go down this hill right here at a little bit of an angle. Pretty steep angle, as a matter of fact. So let's take her nice and slow. Oh, definitely have a wheel off the ground. Whoa. There we go. All right, touch down. Hill descent still doing its thing. No scraping. And we're down. Yeah, as you guys can see, this is a very capable car. Now, like I said, it's not built for hardcore off-roading, but it can do more than everything else in its class. It's an extremely impressive vehicle, and on top of that, it's a Subaru, so they're known for their safety. The quality on these new Subarus is definitely way above where Subaru was just 5 years ago, and it's a really well-rounded vehicle, but it definitely excels if you like taking adventures, if you like just doing fun things with the family, going off the beaten path, all that good stuff. This is definitely the vehicle to do it in. And this sport trim just adds a little bit more flair, especially with the really cool interior, the unique exterior. It's a really good bang for your buck. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this review of the 2019 Subaru Forester Sport. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to give it a like, especially since Sean did such an awesome job shooting the exterior footage of the Forester. I got some really cool shots, really happy with that. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. I have new videos every single week, and I'll see you guys next video. Y'all take care. Bye.